Hello everyone. I know that getting a degree in music can be very stressful. For one thing, there are just so many different majors and programs to choose from. Which one's right for you? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of some of the popular undergraduate music majors. There are performance majors, music education majors, jazz studies, and music therapy. At the end of this video, there will be a list of other great music majors, so be sure to stay and watch that. Let's dive into our first popular major, performance majors. For this major, you get your BM in the instrument you choose. For example, you can get a BM in piano performance, vocal performance, violin performance, you name it. This is the most popular music major, and it's offered by almost all music schools. The intended career is, of course, to be performers. However, nowadays, there's so many different career options you can pursue with a BM in performance. You can join a music group, fund your own band, become a professor, work in a music business, open up your own studio. So what are some admission features for performance majors? Well, the biggest quality that the school is looking for is certainly your instrumental skills. Almost all performance majors require a live audition with intensive repertoire. For example, if you're a violin player, you have to play concertos, Paganini etudes, sonatas, and orchestral repertoire. Some music schools even require video preliminary round just to make things even harder. What schools are also looking for is your overall musicianship. They will find out about this through interviews, theory tests, personal statements, and sometimes your resume. Finally, for performance major students, a suitable teacher is everything. The faculty members are all great, but that doesn't mean they're right for you. The role of your instrumental teacher is very important, and frankly, it's often the reason why people choose to go to certain schools. Therefore, try to get to know some professors. Search them on YouTube, attend summer camps and master classes. After knowing the admission part, let's take a look at a typical day of life for a performance major student. So straight off the bat, you should be expecting courses that require you to practice a lot, ranging from your own private lessons to chamber to rehearsals. Be sure to practice. If you're a string, wind, brass player, be ready for lots of ensemble rehearsals. All performance degree will require you to take music theory and music history classes. Many schools are also adding quite a bit of humanity courses in there, so things like writing classes, psychology, literature, and etc. One good thing is that performance majors do not have too many courses, especially by the time you reach your junior year. Schools really want to give you time to practice. Finally, it's obvious that you must enter this major with a performance mentality. There will be lots of solo and ensemble performances, and you will also be giving a degree recital in your senior year, which is about 1 hour long. So, get used to the stage. Now, the next major is music education major. This is also an extremely popular major because it yields to the highest employment rate. Music education major well prepares you for a stable career as a teacher. Usually a BM in music education will be sufficient for pre-college levels of teaching. Of course, if you want to become a professor, then you would need to get your master's and even a doctorate. Now, I can bet that everyone who chose music education major can tell you that this is not an easy degree. There are a lot of work that you need to do. For admissions, the school is looking for great musicianship. In some ways, there's less of a demand for your instrumental skills compared to performance majors, but you still have to be able to show that you're a great musician through auditions, interviews. More importantly, schools are looking for your potential as a teacher. Are you compassionate? Do you have good communication skills? These are the things that the admission team will be looking for. Your personal statements, extracurricular activities play a crucial role here. So, what is it like to be a music education student? Yep, the face of the koala summarizes everything. As a music education major student, you'll be stunned by the amount of course you have to take, ranging from basic music courses such as your own primary instrument, conducting, music theory, and music history, to instrumental classes to choirs, to improvisations, to jazz, harmony, to psychology, to education classes, you'll be required to take many, many courses during your undergraduate time. And on top of all of these courses, expect to be out into the local school system and teach. You'll be extremely busy with schoolwork life, but after all, it's worth it because all these prepare you for a very, very competent and stable teaching career. Remember, employment rate is very, very high for music education major students. Now, the next big player in music major is jazz studies. Now, the intended career for jazz studies is, of course, jazz musicians. You can join a jazz band, be a band leader, become a freelance musician, or become a music arranger or jazz composer. However, as I stated earlier, nowadays we should really be flexible in terms of having a career in music. In fact, many music organization directors, music producers, studio managers got their degree in jazz studies. Of course, with such versatile major, there's a high demand. But the good thing is that jazz majors are usually very fun with lots of ensemble opportunities, and you get to travel around with your friends to perform. Speaking from personal experiences, jazz major students tend to have more gig opportunities, so you can play at weddings, bars, gala, and so on. For admissions, jazz major require live auditions. Some school you actually have to play some classical repertoire, especially if you're going into jazz piano. There's a very high demand for your improvisation skills as well as playing skills. Now, similar to performance majors, your experience during your program has a lot to do with your teacher. Therefore, again, make sure you know who you're studying with. What is a day of life in a jazz music program? Well, for most programs, you still have to take music theory and music history courses. Then you will have lessons with your own private teacher and take jazz theory and composition courses. Of course, the most important component in your program is the ensembles and the performances. So be sure to participate in many jazz ensembles to get more performing experience. Last but not least, let's look at music therapy major. So music therapy right now is becoming a very popular substitute for medicine and the traditional therapy. Therefore, the job market for music therapists is expanding. This major is very challenging because on top of all the music courses, you also have to take many psychology courses. So here's the major breakdown. For admissions, you need to show good musicianship and be able to demonstrate moderate understanding of music theory, improvisation, and instrumental skills. During your program, you will take music courses as well as psychology courses. So lots of work, but worth it. One thing to note is that similar to music education major, music therapy major also require internships and fieldworks before you graduate. So you will already have a head start. Here are some schools with great music therapy majors. So after talking about these majors, here's a list of some other great undergraduate music majors. There are composition, music production, music business, music theater, and popular music.